Good people, it's Thanksgiving morning, at least in this time. So I was supposed to make this last night when I made the triple berry cake, but I ain't feel like it. So this morning, we're making banana pudding. I'm making a couple puddings. So this morning, we're gonna start with 8 cups of milk. And we're just gonna turn our heat on to a medium low. While your milk is coming to a simmer, we're gonna separate some eggs. Now what I'm doing is making a custard. I don't use pudding, instant pudding or stovetop pudding on my banana pudding. I use custard. And so that's what I'm doing now. No disrespect to the ones that use the instant pudding, but it ain't my thing. Alright, so the easiest way to separate an egg is to just pass it back and forth through its own shell. So let those whites drop. And then you're just gonna pass the yolk, just barely touching the edge of the shell right under the yolk, so it cuts off the whites. You just do that about 3 or 4 times, and then dump it. Now I'm gonna do that about 6, 7 more times. Now we got our yolks separated from our whites. Now we beat the yolks and mix them up. That's so thick without the whites. Now while this is going on, we're gonna start slicing our bananas. And now all we're doing is cutting them into little small 1/4-inch pieces. That's it. And as you can see, I got a few bananas to do. And now that our milk is starting to simmer just a little bit, we're gonna take a little of this milk, a little more than that, and we're gonna do what's called tempering the eggs. That just means bringing it up a little bit, getting it ready to go into the hotter stuff so that it doesn't cook itself. My son just informed me that my phone was paused. So I tempered the eggs by taking a little bit of the warm milk and stirring it into the egg yolks to bring it up to temp a little bit before I added it in here. And then I added 1 cup of sugar and a tablespoon of vanilla extract and a pinch of salt. And now I'm gonna let this cook for another 10 minutes or so on this medium low heat. At least y'all won't miss the 2 tablespoons of butter going in. While we wait on our custard, we're gonna start layering. And I'm gonna try to get at least 2 layers in each pan. A layer of cookies was the mess I was talking about. But we're done, so now remove it from the heat. And now while it's still hot, we're gonna sift in a tablespoon of cornstarch so it can help thicken it. So this one's done. Got 5 layers, cookies, bananas, cookies, bananas. And if you got enough, try to finish with a layer of cookies. This one has 2 layers, cookies and banana, because this is gonna be a chocolate banana pudding. Now for our chocolate banana pudding, I have some almond bark, and I'm going to use 3 squares of this to start out with. And all we're going to do is take our knife and we're going to shave some chocolate. And now that we got our chocolate shaved, we're going over this layer of bananas with the chocolate. It ain't gotta be fine, just rich, dusting the chocolate all over it. Awesome. All right, now for the one that's done, we're gonna go with half of our custard over it. This is gonna soften those cookies, and you're gonna refrigerate it for at least 3 hours. You're gonna refrigerate it for at least 3 hours, and the cookies and the cornstarch, everything's gonna help it thicken up. And once you got your chocolate down, same thing, layer cookies, layer bananas. Same thing, once you got your layers. This one has 7. The other one was cookies, bananas, cookies, banana, cookies. This is cookie, banana, chocolate, cookie, banana, chocolate, cookie. So, same thing though. We're gonna pour that custard over top. Same thing. It's gonna melt that chocolate, so it'll be spread out. Cookies are gonna make it nice and thick. Same thing. We're gonna refrigerate this for about 3 hours or so. Now for the simple meringue. Now that our egg whites have come to room temperature, we're gonna add like a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, half a cup of sugar. Now this is 8 egg whites in here. Now we whisk until fluffy. See it getting thicker and foamier? Keep going. Getting thicker. Almost there. Look at this. Look at that fine meringue. Now, I've been in there for about 5 minutes taking communion with my family, and this meringue is still in the same position I left it. That's a good thick meringue. And at least 3 hours later, your pudding is set. And we got the chocolate pudding over here. We got one more thing to do for that. Now back here, I'm making a double boiler for the chocolate. Just put some water in the pot, stainless steel bowl on the top. And right here, on our regular banana pudding, I'm gonna take out my meringue over top. But first, you threw my crumbs away. I had a bag right here from the cookies that had crumbs in it.
I might have.
Oh, well, my wife threw my crumbs away. Yeah. But we're gonna take this meringue and we're going over top. It thinned out some in that fridge. That fluffy. Just a little liquid at the bottom. So we're gonna take our peaks that we do have. And we're gonna spread this out. Now we not, be quiet boy. Now we ain't gonna bake this. We just gonna spread it. Try to cover all that we can. And we're gonna torch it. Pause. Now we torch for some color. And there we have our finished banana pudding. Mama's recipe with meringue on top. Y'all enjoy that one. Now we just cut up some more chocolate shavings and we're going into our double boiler and let it melt. So I did no milk in here because I wanted when it solidifies, I want it to be solid so it snaps when people break into it. I don't want it to just be soft and press through. All right, now we're just gonna take our chocolate and we're gonna drizzle it over top. See, it ain't drizzling. I need a piping bag. We're gonna just drizzle it across the top. Okay, you can pause. And now, our chocolate banana pudding is done. Enjoy that.